Hi everyone, so my name is Jaden Edward McKinney, and in this video I will be telling you all what are, right now, my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. Yeah, in this video, you all will get to know what are, right now, my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z animated movies of all time. So, yeah, that is definitely for sure, but before I start this list, I do want to make some things clear. Please note the disclaimer that is in the description to this video. Please keep in mind that my opinion has changed a lot, so this list might not be permanent. And also, please keep in mind that this video actually does contain spoilers, so spoiler alert. Thank you all very much. Alright, okay, so with all that being said, here is the list. Number 5, Dragon Ball Z, The Return of Cooler. Now, this is a very awesome animated movie, in my opinion. This movie is actually a sequel to the very first Cooler movie, which is, of course, titled Dragon Ball Z, Cooler's Revenge. And both of these are very good animated movies, in my opinion. But if I had to choose which one's better, I would definitely go with this movie. I would probably put Cooler's Revenge at number 6 on my favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. Or somewhere else. Anyway, I really love this movie. I really love this movie because, I love how it involves both Goku and Vegeta teaming up with each other against a bunch of Metacoolers. And I also love how it involves Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Yajirobe, Oolong, and Master Roshi all dealing with robots. Yeah, and I also think that this movie has really nice visuals in it. Sure, there might be parts where the animation doesn't look too great, but still, in my opinion, there are definitely no parts where the animation looks bad, let alone terrible. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. It's such a great movie. It has great action in it. It has great characters. And overall, it's definitely one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z movies of all time. It's a very, very awesome animated movie that holds a special place in my heart. And overall, I think that it so deserves to be on this list. Alright. Number 4, Dragon Ball Z, Bardock, the father of Goku. Yes, I know, this is actually a television special, and it's not a theatrical movie, but hey, it's a television movie. Television movies are a thing. It's not like all movies are theatrical or straight to video or whatever. There is such a thing as television movies. And in my opinion, Dragon Ball Z, Bardock, the father of Goku is easily one of the best television movies I have ever seen in my entire life. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I really like how it gives Goku a backstory because Goku is probably still my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. And I also really like how it focuses on his father, who is of course named Bardock. I really like Bardock. He's a really cool character, partly because he's the father of Goku. I really like his fighting style. I really like his design. I really like his I really like his fighting style. I really like his design, and I really like how he is Goku's father, and he has a really cool story in this movie, in my opinion. This movie is very enjoyable. I also like how it shows Vegeta as a kid. That's pretty cool too. And I also like how it explains how Goku got sent to Earth. Yeah, I love this movie so much. It's easily one of the best Dragon Ball Z movies of all time, in my opinion. And there's no way this can't be among my favorite Dragon Ball movies. I love this movie so much, and overall, I think that it so deserves to be on this list. It's such a awesome movie, in my opinion. Number 3, Dragon Ball Z, Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. Okay, now this is probably the very first Dragon Ball movie I've ever seen, so it's very nostalgic to me. It's definitely the most nostalgic Dragon Ball movie to me, and it's a very, very awesome movie. And yes, that is even when you take out the nostalgia. I love this movie so much. It's the intro. It's the very first time where Broly. It's the very first time where Broly is seen in the Dragon Ball franchise, and that's cool. I really enjoy this movie. I really enjoy the action in this movie. I really enjoy the animation in this. I really enjoy the animation in this movie. It's a really fun movie to watch, in my opinion. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I really enjoy the characters in it. I also I really like how it involves Z Fighter characters, including Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Piccolo fighting against Broly. That's really cool. And I also enjoy Broly as a villain. I really like his design. I really like his transformations, especially his legendary Super Saiyan transformation. Yeah, sure, the power scaling might not make that much sense at the end when Goku punches Broly in the stomach and that causes them to win. But still, it's a really cool movie in my opinion. It makes sense since this is a non-canon movie after all. So yeah, overall, this is a very, very good movie in my opinion. It's easily my third favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. Number 2. Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn. Oh my gosh, this movie is so awesome. I love this movie so much. It's such a great movie. It's such a great movie in my opinion. It's definitely my second favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time. I love this movie so much. I really enjoy the characters in it. I really like the action in it. I really like the settings in it. This movie has really nice visuals in my opinion. And definitely my favorite scene in the whole movie is the scene where Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3 against Janemba. Oh my gosh. If I'm correct, Sean Schemmel screamed for 56 seconds in total at the scene in Fusion Reborn where Goku goes to Super Saiyan 3 and beats up first form Janemba. I think he screamed for 56 seconds in total in that scene. Nicely done, Sean Schemmel. Nicely done. He's easily the best Goku. He's easily the best Goku in my opinion. I love this movie so much. I really like the action in it. I really like the action in it. I also really like how it involves Goku and Vegeta teaming up against Janemba. That's really cool. And I also really like how it involves really like how it involves Pikkon buying Goku and Vegeta the time they need to fuse again. That's cool. That's pretty cool. And I also really like how it shows Goten and Trunks interacting with Hitler. That's pretty funny. In my opinion, this is probably the funniest DBZ movie ever. This is such a great movie. And I also like how it's the first time we see Gogeta. I also like it's the first time where Gogeta is ever in the Dragon Ball franchise. That's really cool. His appearance in this movie is really cool, even though he barely even gets any screen time, even though he doesn't really get that much screen time in this movie. So he's a really cool character in my opinion. I really like Gogeta in this movie, and Gogeta isn't the only fusion that's in this movie. There's also Gotenks is in this movie too, and that's cool. That's really cool in my opinion. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I think it's really funny. I think it's really enjoyable. It has really nice animation, really good settings, very good character interactions, especially the ones between both Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta easily have, in my opinion, Goku and Vegeta easily have the best character interactions in this entire franchise. It's so cool. I love this movie so much, and as much as I love this movie, it can't be a number one. It can't be a number one. This movie is awesome. It's very awesome. I love it so much. But there's only one Dragon Ball movie that's better than this in my opinion. And that is number 1. Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon. This movie is amazing. Oh my gosh. When I first fell in love with this movie, I felt so awesome. I thought it was so cool. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. It's easily one of my favorite animated movies of all time. Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. It holds such a special place in my heart. It's so good. It's so cool. I love it so much. I love the story in this movie. I love the action in this movie. I love the animation in this movie. I love it. I love it so much. It's hard for me to find one thing I don't like about this movie. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much. I really like the story of this movie. This movie brings in a filler character named Tapion, who is a swordsman who plays music, like Link from the Legend of Zelda franchise. Yeah, and Tapion's a really cool character in my opinion. I really enjoy him in this movie. I love his character development with Trunks in this movie, and I also really like his friendship with Trunks in this movie. I find his backstory to be very interesting. There's a scene in the movie at night when Tapion is sitting in the dark with Bulma, and he explains to her his backstory about his little brother, about how he left his planet. It's really cool in my opinion. I also love oh my gosh, I also really like the animation in this movie, especially during the scenes where it's night or when the sky is being clouded by clouds. Oh my gosh, those are the scenes where the animation is at its best in my opinion. This movie has really nice shots of the city. In my opinion, this movie has really nice shots of the city. It's so cool. It's so cool. I love it so much. And I also really like the villains of this movie. Like I really like Hoy. I really like Hoy. I like his design. I like his voice. I like his personality. He's a really good villain in my opinion. And I also really like the main villain of this movie, who is of course Hirudegarn himself. Like, oh my gosh, Hirudegarn is a very enjoyable villain in this movie. I really like it. I really like his design. I really like how he destroys the city. I really like how he destroys the city. I also really like how he fights other characters in this movie too. And yeah, it is true that Hirudegarn does not have that much personality to him, but he's a Dragon Ball Z kaiju, so yeah, I really don't expect him to have that much personality. I really don't expect Hirudegarn to have that much personality, since that he is a Dragon Ball Z kaiju. He is a Dragon Ball Z kaiju, after all. And yeah, I really like how he destroys the city. I really like how he fights other characters in this movie. And I also really enjoy the music in this movie, both the Japanese music and the American music. Mainly, I prefer the American music in this movie. I feel more with the American soundtrack in Dragon Ball than the Japanese soundtrack. But I still really like the Japanese soundtrack though. I still think it's nice to listen to. But I prefer the American soundtrack. I feel more with the American soundtrack. And I really enjoy the soundtrack in this movie. I really like I really like the animation and visuals in this movie. And the main reason as to why I love this movie so much is because of the action scenes. I love the fight scenes in this movie. It's so cool. It's so cool to see. This movie actually has Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Tapion, and Videl all going against Hirudegarn in this movie, and it's so cool. And it's so cool to see, in my opinion. I really enjoy the blasts. I really enjoy the blasts during fight scenes in this movie. I really enjoy the attacks being used during fight scenes. And I also really like how Vegeta is in this movie, but he doesn't even get 2 minutes worth of screen time. But even though Vegeta, he doesn't even get like 2 minutes worth of screen time. But even though Vegeta doesn't even get like 2 minutes worth of screen time in this movie, and he's not really in the movie that much, and he gets nerfed to the sidelines while he's fighting Hirudegarn, he was still really important in the movie. He was still really important in this movie because he saved the people in the building that he fell into from dying from Hirudegarn's fire, because Hirudegarn shot fire towards the building that Vegeta was in, and Vegeta used a barrier to block it, and that saved him and the other people in the building that he fell into. So that's really cool. So Vegeta was really important in the movie. And I also, oh my gosh, and I also really like the transformation scenes in this movie. It's so, oh my gosh, there's so many things I love about this movie. Oh my gosh, I've been going on about this movie for probably over 3 or 4 minutes in this video already. So it's so cool. And the main reason, definitely my favorite scene in the whole movie is the ending. I love how the fight against I love how the final battle against Hirudegarn ends with Goku going to Super Saiyan 3 and using Dragon Fist in Super Saiyan 3 against Hirudegarn. It's such a cool scene. Yes, it was a kill steal. It was a kill steal because Trunks and Tapion actually could have taken care of Hirudegarn instead, and plus the movie, like, Tapion's the main hero of the story in this movie. But so it's a really cool kill steal in my opinion. I would honestly rather see Super Saiyan 3 Goku kill Hirudegarn rather than Tapion or Trunks, even though it still would have been cool to see one of them take care of Hirudegarn, or both characters take care of Hirudegarn. I still prefer Super Saiyan 3 Goku defeating Hirudegarn with the Dragon Fist. I think it's so cool to see, and it's actually the only time in this entire franchise where Super Saiyan 3 defeats an enemy. The only time in the whole franchise. Yes, it's not canon, but still, it's the only time in the whole franchise where Super Saiyan 3 defeats an enemy. That is very cool to see. That's a very cool kill. That's a very, very cool kill in my opinion. And after Goku defeats Hirudegarn, Tapion leaves in a spaceship. Like, Tapion leaves in his new spaceship, and he gives Trunks his sword. And I find it to be very interesting, since that future Trunks actually does carry around a sword with him in the Dragon Ball franchise. Yes, not always, but still, there are times in this franchise where future Trunks carries around a sword with him. Even though it's not canon, it's still really cool. It's still really cool to see, in my opinion. And after that, Tapion leaves them, and leaves Earth. And yeah, oh my gosh, I love that ending so much. It really does touch me when I see it. It really does touch me when I see it, especially with the Funimation dub with the American soundtrack. Oh my gosh, such an amazing ending in my opinion. Definitely the best ending to any Dragon Ball movie ever, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I've been going on Yeah, I've been going on about this movie for like probably almost half of this video's runtime. But I just love this movie so much. There's so much I love about this movie. I can't not put it at the #1 spot. This is probably my favorite animated movie of all time. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it so much. And like I love it so much. So this movie is at the #1 spot on this list. And it will probably always be from now on. It's such a cool movie in my opinion. And overall, I easily consider it to be the best Dragon Ball movie of all time. The end of the list. So, yeah, that's it for this list, everyone. Bye, everyone, and thank you all for watching this video.